quick break, and then we'll be back to resume the remaining segments of The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. It's now time for a second and final topic of discussion for today, and we're going to be having a very special guest, a champion, in fact. She's the world champion in the Masters Swimming Championship, and we're most delighted to be joined here in the studio by Professor Sohair Ataar, and she's a member of the Faculty of Medicine at Cairo University. First of all, Doctor, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us on The Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Dr. Ataar, and we're all full of pride to see an Egyptian stunning woman achieving more than a medal and a world champion when it comes to swimming, and a role model to all Egyptian women in terms of lifestyle, in terms of an attitude, a positive attitude, and in terms of success also, and in terms of an image, a sports image, a wonderful sports image to the whole world.
Thank you.
I would love that you introduce yourself. How would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm just as any normal lady. I'm a doctor, and I'm a mother and a grandmother, and I'm a swimmer, which is they're all same, as equal as for me. Being a physician, I really like my job, and a mother. I used to take care of my kids and now of my grandkids, and at the same time doing my swimming, my sports in general, because I do running, bicycle, and swimming.
Yes. Doctor, if you can tell us, why did you choose to pursue the swimming as a sport, and when did you start your career in swimming?
I chose it because when I was young, actually, and maybe my mother pushed me to it. I was only 7 at that time, so it wasn't my decision, actually, but I used to like swimming and playing in the pool, so she pushed me to start training, and I was in the Egyptian team till 25. And then I left swimming for a while, and I returned starting for just my pleasure and leisure. It's at 35, and starting my competitive role was at 55.
So when you were young, when you were part of the national team, you participated in the Olympics, for instance, or some national tournaments?
Unfortunately, at that time, ladies weren't allowed to go outside of Egypt. I was a national team, and I qualified for the Olympics, but unfortunately we didn't go.
Now that's so bad, because
at that time we weren't allowed to do that. Yeah.
But tell me, there aren't many of your like. In the sense of your that particular standard worldwide, not only in Egypt. We're not talking about the Middle East, but there are women who are champions. But keeping up that pace and keeping up that success indefinite like this is such a success in its own right. Talk to us about how you keep fit and how you keep that sustainable success. Regardless of you gave birth to your sons and daughters, and your job, which requires a lot of stress and a lot of effort and your time, and you're still keeping your success, and you're still acquiring your medals.
This is mainly because you like what you're doing. That's the first thing. When you do something you really like it, you have all the all the issues and everything to just enjoy.
Who was your mentor? Who was the one who encouraged you and empowered you?
Actually, not someone special, but when I started going and participating, it was my husband actually who started. Yeah, when I was young, it was my parents, and then at the Masters, it was mainly my husband that really supported me very much, and definitely had hard time with having me going outside for training and traveling a lot, but he used to travel with me all the time to encourage me, so he gave me great support actually.
Yes. Also, doctor, if you can walk us through your achievements.
I started my competitive, I said, at 204, and that was my first time. It was in Riccione, Italy, and I was just going just to participate at that time. I didn't have any thinking of that I can get even any medals, but lucky enough I got 4 medals in the 4 events that I participated in, which was a great achievement for me and very astonishing for me. I wasn't expecting at all having that. The second year in 2005, the World Games was in Canada, Edmonton, and lucky enough I got a gold medal, and that was really very impressive for me. I was shocked when even when I looked at the screen and I saw I was first. I didn't believe myself. Actually, I was looking, am I looking, can I see or I'm not seeing? It was really a shock for me. But it was a great support and encouraging for me to continue on. And I kept on participating in all the World Games. I got after that several silver medals, but no more gold medals, hoping for one next time.
Inshallah.
So and since then I'm participating in all World Games.
If you can tell us about the latest in South Korea.
In South Korea, it was in August, last August, and I got a silver medal in my 200 backstroke. And I was going and expecting to be the 5th. My record was, I should be the 5th, but I did much better.
You broke the record.
I broke it by 7 seconds, which is a lot at that age. I'm 70, by the way, so.
God bless.
So to break my record by 7 seconds, that was a lot. And I came second, and that was another unexpected result for me.
That is amazing and very optimistic. But also, let's talk about something that would amaze our viewers way much more, mashallah, which is the speed. You are competing for speed, not the length, or not for distance.
Yes.
So speed, that requires a lot of training, a lot of concentrations, a lot of technique,
endurance.
And endurance.
This is true. As I said before, actually I run every day, and sometimes I bike once or twice a week, and I swim daily. And running and biking actually give me endurance. I like running too much. It's my hobby.
How long do you run?
10K per day.
10?
Yeah. 10K daily.
Jogging or in the gym?
No, jogging in the streets actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the gym if the weather is terribly bad, which doesn't happen that often because I just go when it's too hot. I go run early in the morning before the sun sets, so it's acceptable. But if the weather is terribly bad, I go to the gym.
Doctor, if you can tell us how did the participation in these tournaments and your daily and regular exercise affect both your physical and mental health?
The sports affects the mental health much more than the physical health. This is when you have too much work or stress in work, the best thing is go and do sports. This will give you so much energy and positivity, so you can take proper decisions and give you the effort that you can do whatever you can do in work. You can still, with sports you can do it. Without sports you can't do anything.
But allow me to ask you, because a lot of people will be so curious to find out about your daily routine diet, what you eat. Because
No, I'm burning a lot, you know, just burning I have
please
no
don't say
problem
that you
eating.
eat sweets and junk food.
I
Please
love,
don't say that.
I love sweets. I love sweet chocolates mainly, and biscuit. This is my my main, but because I burn.
Junk food also? Do you
I
eat?
don't like. No, I don't eat too much junk food, but I eat too much of fruits. It's mainly sweets and fruits.
Sweets and fruits.
Yes.
And you're not a vegetarian or?
No, I'm not a
you-
vegetarian. No, no, no. I eat, whatever. I eat
everything.
everything actually. But with sports, you
Do you,
have
do you
all
go to
the-
bed early?
I do go early, yes, because I wake up very early in the morning. So I used to. Now I'm retired. I used to work in a hospital, and my private work was at a hospital, and in the university. Now I retired. I sold out my my share in the hospital, and I left the private. I decided 3 years ago. I thought of it. When will I retire? Will I retire when I can't do anything and very old and I can't move, going and enjoy time? So I said, no, why should I? So I decided to retire 3 years ago from the private, not from the
Governmental.
university, because the university is actually is very enjoyable. So I enjoy going to the university and teach and research and such things. They are fun. So I used to go to work usually at 8 o'clock to the hospital, and then finish hospital and go to the university and then come back to the hospital. But
It's a lot of effort.
yeah, but sports usually comes first. As I have to leave from home at 8, so I have to be playing and starting my gym, my day at 6. If I have to leave at 7, I have to start at 5, and so on. Irrespective, it's 2 hours before, 2.5 hours before my time to leave to work. This was the time, whenever and whatever. That is a routine. Going to sports first and then to work. So it's just organization. And sports give this organization too. It's not the best organizing system is sports.
Yes.
It,
As doctor, also aside from time management, how would you strike a balance between your career, your workout, the time, because of course swimming requires a lot of training and a lot of practice, and your children, your grandchildren, how do you strike a balance?
as I said, it's just organization and perseverance. And as I said, I just go sports in the morning and then go to work, and in the afternoon, by the time my kids come back from school or from university or from wherever, I'm home and taking
you
care
cook?
of them.
You
I
cook
do
and you clean?
Yes, I do cook. Actually, I don't clean too much. I used to at the beginning, and then it was too much of
You used
effort.
to drive your kids to school just like
Yes,
every one
yes,
of us?
yes,
How did
exactly.
you? That's a lot of
no,
good
the school, there was a school bus, but I used to drive them to training, to the club.
Yes.
And one was doing the horseback riding, and my daughter was doing synchronized swimming, so I had to go this way and that way, and my husband was working morning and afternoon, so I was the one doing this transportation all around. It's just organization.
Oh, yeah. But also talking about if you're, you are definitely a role model. A role model to Egyptian women, a role model to human beings, a role model for stamina, for resilience and persistence, like you said. What is your tips for people who would like to follow your footsteps or half your footsteps, not just your career, because that would require a certain character. But you're very good at it, and you mashallah, you are in very good shape and very good looking, and also maintaining your standards. So what is the golden steps for people who would like to live a good life?
Love yourself. This does not mean that you don't love others, but put yourself that this is the only thing that you do for yourself, the sports. Every other thing is for the inheritant and not for yourself. So just put this as a role in front of you, and you'll be capable of doing everything. And there is no I can't. This is not a word. No one can do it. I'm sure that everyone can be better than me even if he have the perseverance and
They should have people who would help them also. What about the role of people assisting you, coaching you, supporting you? Because some people might come in your way and obstruct your ambitions or make things life difficult for you or something. How do you overcome difficulties?
no, just throw it back under my back. I don't think about it. Negativity does not exist in my dictionary.
Doctor, do you feel somehow unlucky because back then when you were a teenager or a young athlete, women were not empowered as much as they were today? They are today, rather?
Yes, definitely. Now they are having all the support of the ministry and the federation, and which I'm very happy for them. And this does not mean that I'm not happy for them. No, I'm really happy for them. And hope they continue so they don't stop.
Yes.
Did it strike your mind to take an initiative to maybe to launch a campaign for beginners or for the younger age or the age from 5 years old up till maybe 14, so that you can set a good role model how to lead a healthy life? Maybe if this could be a good idea, you could lead a campaign or something, not just for swimming, but as an attitude.
Actually, I'm starting now something for the youngster than 5 years. I taught my daughter and my kids, my grandkids, my grandchildren swimming when they were months.
Months.
Yes, it's not 5 years, it's months. And I'm thinking of doing this now and send the message.
An academy, you mean?
Yeah, and send the message to everyone that children can swim starting from months.
No, I was just talking, if you could excuse me, because we only have like 2 minutes, but I
Okay.
really have to pop this out. I was talking about as a role model for people who are fighting, for example, addiction, who are suffering from depression, who are way behind because of psychological problems or social problems. You could be a good help.
I have never thought of it actually, but this is really interesting to think of it.
Yes. Dr. Sohair Ataar, thank you so much for your insight and for your presence on the breakfast show. Such an aspiring model, and you're just proving the saying that says the age is just a number, and the dreams and hopes would never stop as long as we're having this positive energy. Professor Sohair Ataar, Faculty of Medicine, Cairo University, thank you so much for being with us on the breakfast show.
Thank you.
And dear viewers, by this we come to the end of today's episode of The Breakfast Show. You were in the company of myself, Kareem Gamaluddin, and Dina Hussein.
Thank you so much, Kareem. My pleasure.
And dear viewers, till we meet again, this is goodbye.